Hey guys, WantClue here. It's fantastic to have you back. In today's episode of Bitaxe 101, do we want to take a look on how to create yourself a stencil for soldering on your Bitaxe. So let's get started and right into it. Hey guys, WantClue here. It's fantastic to have you back. In today's episode of Bitaxe 101, do we want to take a look on how we can create a stencil for soldering on the Bitaxe. So let's get started and right into it. As you can see, I already do have KiCad opened on my PC. If you don't have KiCad, you need to download that. Second thing that you need to download is the repository for the Bitaxe Gamma. We can take obviously any other Bitaxe depending on what ASIC chip you want to use for creating yourself a stencil. You just click on code and you can download the zip file, unzip it and open it, because we will need that later to import the file so that we can create ourselves a stencil. The idea here today is that we do create ourselves a stencil that we can use for soldering on new ASIC chips. The first thing you want to do in KiCad is go to File and click on Create New Project. Then I do name it Stencil-BM1370 and I give it a save. This will automatically then create a project folder and set up everything for you. I've already done so, so what I will do is I will open up the project itself. First things first, you will not see anything if you would open up the PCB editor. There's nothing in it and we don't need to. What we want to do now is we want to go over to the footprint editor and we need to import the files for the Bitaxe. So the first thing that we do is to the top left, we go to File and we click on Add Library. We want to add this globally so that it is always available no matter what kind of project you open. We click on OK, and the first thing you need to do is you need to come over to the Bitaxe Gamma 601 or however it is named on your PC. You need to come to this repository or this folder, and then there's the bitaxe.pretty. You want to open this, and this will automatically import the Bitaxe library to your PC. And you see we have multiple versions of different ASIC chips available here. Let's take a look. This is the BM1370 chip, which is perfect. So now we have imported this, we can exit out here and go to the PCB editor. The first thing we want to do is we want to create ourselves a small PCB, maybe with the size of like 40 by 40. Here we go. That's perfect. And the next thing we can do is we can take the BM1370. If you don't see it here, just type in BM1370 and place it right in the middle. The next thing we can do is we can select both of them, right click on them, and we can make sure that we do align them. We align them horizontally, and then we right click again and we align them vertically. So now everything should be good here. We can Control S to save that. And the next thing is we can press Alt or Command, whatever it is named on your PC, and then the number 3. This should open up a 3D viewer, as you see here. We do have now a small file here available. The next thing that we can do is we can create the Gerber files for this. So we come over to File, we click on Fabrication Output or even Plot. We can also use Plot. We create the Gerber files and we click on Plot. This should plot everything. And if I now go over to my folder for it, I see there's the Gerber files, and I can take all of them and just put them into a archive, compress to a zip file. And here we go, Stencil BM1370 zip. Now we do have the Gerber files for this particular stencil. What we can do next is we go over to PCBWay or JLC PCB, whatever you do prefer, and we can create ourselves a stencil. So how do we do that? In here, we can go to the PCB instant quote. Let's click on that. We select the SMD stencil. We select, let's see, what kind of framework do we want to get? Non-framework. There we go. The custom size, I always take the smallest one that is available. 0.12 millimeters is fine here. You could also go for 0.10 millimeters. Both of them is fine. Then the next thing you need to do is you need to click on calculate, and it calculates automatically where this should be shipped to. I obviously set it already to Germany. So the next thing here is save this to card. I do agree. And now you need to add the Gerber files here. And you will go back into the Gerbers folder, add the Gerber files, upload them, and submit the file for now. taking a look on it, it costs me $10 to create this stencil. You can use this, you can cut it to the size that you need, apply it on your Bitaxe. Let's say, for example, you want to swap out a BM1370 chip, which I want to do in the very next couple of days. So I'm going to proceed to check out and do the ordering of that. That's how easy it is to create yourself a stencil for your Bitaxe Gamma chip. And this is also possible with all other components. The next step would be obviously to create yourself a stencil for the Bitaxe Gamma. That itself is a rather easy process because you just upload the Gerber files to PCBWay or JDC PCB. And instead of PCB creation, you click on stencil creation or stencil, whatever it's named on there, and they will automatically create a stencil for you. And it's not that expensive. That's it for today's video. I thank everybody for joining and tuning in here. Till then, see you next time and keep hashing.